Hi guys, it's Joanna from Nesting Story, and today I wanted to invite you on a tour of me and Everly's nursery. Before I get started, I just wanted to quickly explain to you why we chose to put our twins in their own room right from the beginning, as well as putting them into their own cribs. With our son Holden, I did try to room share with him, and I found it very hard to sleep because I'm a light sleeper and babies make a lot of little noises throughout the night, and it just wasn't working for me. So we very quickly moved him into his own room in his nursery and used the Angel Care monitor with the breathing pad to give me peace of mind during the night, and that has been something that I've used then with our daughter Bo and now the twins. So that is why our twins had to go into their own cribs, because to use the breathing pad for the Angel Care monitor, they each had to be in their own individual cribs for that to work. If they were both in one, even though they'd be comforting each other, if one stopped breathing, the Angel Care monitor would still pick up the other one's breathing. So that is why we've chosen to do what we've done. I'm not saying this is the only way, and I'm not saying that this will work for everybody. I'm just letting you know this worked for us, and I wanted to just give you a tour of our nursery and also show you at the end how I was able to tandem nurse and feed both babies at the same time right off the bat during the night without any help. This can work for during the day, and it can work for both bottle feeding and tandem nursing, but it helps give you your independence back. That was one of my biggest fears when I first found out I was pregnant with twins, was, oh my goodness, I'm going to need so much help all the time, especially during the night. And I started researching like crazy and watching YouTube videos, and was able to figure out exactly how to set up our nursery to make it so that I could optimize my independence with them, and it could support tandem nursing and the most sleep possible. So without further ado, let's go on our tour. I'm just going to quickly show you their bookshelf here. It's just simple, it's from IKEA, it's inexpensive, and it's great for just storing books and keepsakes. Next we'll move over to the dresser here. Obviously we're going to need a space to store all of the clothing, and as me and Everly get older, I'm finding I'm also having to use their closet as well. Obviously there's twice as much clothes for twins, and you're having to really maximize your space with that. Then it's really important to have a lamp or a small light to be able to turn on for when you come in during the night. You don't want to flip on a big overhead light and wake everybody up. So that is a must for a nursery. Here is where I keep my Angel Care monitor, and then the pad is under the mattress for the crib. Again, I love it. It gives me peace of mind during the night. And yes, there's an occasional false alarm with the Angel Care monitor pad. Once it's happened once or twice, you get used to it and you check on them, but I'd rather that and be able to get my sleep and know that they're safe. Here we have Everly's crib, and unfortunately Everly and Mia didn't want to cooperate today, so we have our little dolly twins here giving our example of how to use the nursery. You don't want to have any bumpers or anything else in the crib other than a fitted sheet, and you want a really firm mattress. It's also important to have the crib out away from the wall just a little bit to have some airflow around the room. Then we have our changing station here. You don't need to go fancy. To save space, you could have this on top of the dresser as long as it's secure, but it's just a simple changing station with diapers, extra blankets and things like that. It's worked really well for our girls. Then we'll move over to Mia's crib. Again, we have our little twin dolly here, and she'll be demonstrating how to use the rest of the nursery. When designing our twins' nursery, the biggest thing that stumped me was, do I use a glider? Do I use an extra wide glider, an extra wide chair? How is this all going to work? We had a glider with our older kids and it worked really well, but I knew that wasn't going to help me with tandem feeding twins. I started to try to brainstorm about what would work. Would 2 bouncy chairs on the ground work, and then reaching and picking them up, and it just didn't seem safe to me. So after a lot of research, I was able to figure out a way for it to work really well. The best scenario was to get a sofa to put into our nursery, Now, I know not everyone has a nursery this size, and I get that, but this is something that could be set up with pillows on the ground in front of a wall or a bookshelf, or even in front of a crib that you can put away during the day. But it's really important for you to be able to sit in one spot and have the two boppy pillows, which you will quickly find with twins are a must, on each side of you. I've also heard of moms in smaller homes switching things around. For example, taking a 2-bedroom apartment and using the common family room area is the twins' nursery, and then turning the 2nd bedroom into a TV room. You really do have to make allowances when it comes to twins to make it work well and just to make life a little easier. Now I'm going to show you what I would do, especially right when they're brand new babies coming home from the hospital, how I would do night feedings on my own without waking anybody up and without any help. Now again, this is for young babies. I wouldn't do this with Mia and Everly now. They're about 6 months old and they're much too squirmy. It wouldn't be very safe. So I would come into the room, turn on the lamp, leave the noisemaker on, which I find very important, and the big light off. I would turn my angel care monitor off for the first baby, and whoever's crying first, I would typically deal with them first. So with your newborn, you want to pick them up, change them, and if you're swaddling them, then go ahead and re-swaddle them after you've changed them. There could be a whole debate on swaddling, not swaddling, arms in or out. Again, it's preference, it's what works for you. Some people find that you need to undress the baby down to the diaper to get them awake enough to feed well, and I've had to do that as well. Right now, just to make things easier, they're swaddled. So then you're going to take that baby that has been changed and place them over in the boppy pillow. Just to make it safe, we'll take our cushion and secure them there. Then you'll go and you'll change the next baby. Bring them to the change table, change them, and bring them over to the boppy pillow. Now, before you've got started, you'll need your nursing pillow, and you'll need to make sure you have some receiving blankets on the couch nearby. And then next, I can show you how I would tandem nurse on my own or bottle feed. Once your babies are changed and ready, placed in the boppy pillows on the couch, it's time to start feeding them. So it depends on if you're bottle feeding or tandem nursing or just nursing. There's different ways to go about this. What I will do is walk you through both bottle feeding both at the same time or tandem feeding. So I've had to do a combination of both. I did do tandem feeding a lot at the beginning. So if you were bottle feeding, you're going to want to have some blankets on hand, probably more than this, but this will just show you an example. You're going to have already heated up your bottles and have them ready before you've entered the room. Yes, this will leave the babies crying a little bit, but they'll be okay. And again, as you'll find out very quickly with twins and multiples, you're going to have to let them cry sometimes to get ready to be able to deal with everybody. It's just a way of life, and you'll quickly get used to it. So you'll take your bottles and you'll take your blanket and just prop it up like so for each baby. Now, it depends on which bottle you'll use, but you'll be able to find what works for you, and obviously the smaller and lighter a bottle, the easier. Now, you're obviously going to want to be able to supervise them, but the reason it's great to prop up the bottles is, especially if you have a baby that tends to spit up, which I have always had to do. A perfect world, you cannot always hold both bottles in their mouths. You take your blanket, you can burp one, and you can still supervise the other one. So it's great, you have everyone right there with you, and you don't need anyone nearby to pass them to you. Next, I'll show you how you would approach tandem nursing without any help. So again, you have your babies ready in their boppy pillows on the couch beside you. You're then going to take your nursing pillow. I've preferred my best friend nursing pillow, but I know there are a lot of other options out there. Just for this scenario, this is really great. So you want to secure it around your back. This is after your babies are in here. And you may want to take another cushion to prop up the front of it here, just to get a little more comfortable. You want to make sure it's high up, right, and you're not leaning forward to nurse. You could spray them in the face, and it's a lot more comfortable for you if you can lean back like this. So then you're going to take whoever you want to first. Everyone has a different approach to this. You may want to take the quieter baby first and have them latch on, or you may want to take the baby that's crying more and have them on. I typically would have gone for the crying baby more, but really for the first couple minutes it's a bit of nature taking its course, and it's a bit chaotic, but everyone does eventually settle in. So you'll take your first baby and place them on the cushion and right up to the breast. You'll have them latch on, and typically I found during the night you may just want to go shirtless and braless, or just have a t-shirt on that you roll up high. I wouldn't bother fiddling around when you're tandem nursing with a bra, at least for the first while. You don't need that extra hassle. So you have this first baby on the breast, and then you're having to get the next baby. Now, the nice thing about the My Breast Friend cushion is you'll see there's a really nice ridge here that keeps the baby in place. But if that's making you a little nervous, you can take your blanket and just prop that against your baby, just as a little added security there. Then you're going to go get your other baby. There's a good chance that the first baby could pop off the nipple. That's okay. They'll get back on after, and like I said, sometimes you just have to let them cry for a minute while you get organized. You're going to take your second baby, place them on the cushion, and put them on the nipple. There may be a couple minutes of getting each on. Just try to stay calm. The babies could be hysterical, but if you can just stay calm, they'll feel how calm you are, and they could calm down, and they're okay. It's okay to take your time to get a really good latch. It's very important. Once they're both on, then especially at the beginning when I was getting the hang of tandem nursing, I like to support them kind of at the upper back or the shoulders and behind the neck. You don't really want to hold their head. Let them do that. Just you can make sure that you're supporting them with your elbows. And then I even found that I would have a cushion behind my head often, like so. And I could have them right up high with my feet up on an ottoman and doze off for a little bit. Then you'll feel them pop off and ready to be burped. So when the first baby is ready to be burped, you're going to take a blanket over your shoulder and put that baby up top. Again, there's lots of different ways to burp babies, and you could have them laying across, and I highly recommend to go to YouTube and watch tandem nursing videos, because there's some excellent pros out there you can learn a lot from. That's how I did most of my research when I was pregnant with my twins. So you're burping the first baby, and then the next baby is ready to go up and be burped. So you're going to add the second baby, like so, and burp both babies. Typically, especially when they were really tiny, this worked very well for me, and they even learned to fall asleep really well, just up, being burped in the coziness of your warmth, and even kind of feeling each other's bodies like so. Eventually, when they've burped and they're asleep, you would want to take the babies, one baby, lay it down, and whoever you think you would have best luck with, you could either keep them in your arms and under your pillow, or if you'd rather put that baby down as well, take your cushion off. And the great thing about newborns is they sleep through a lot, so they most likely won't have woken up right now. And you're going to then take each baby and transfer to the crib. Now, to make sure for extra safety that the baby still on the couch is safe, you can take your cushion and just put it at their feet, just so you know they're really secure there, and you would never want to leave them for long, just the moment that you're bringing the first baby to the crib. I hope that's helpful with figuring out how to tandem nurse and what I've used in the nursery. I want to just say that there's a lot of different parenting styles out there. This is just one approach. I'm not saying this is the only way or the right way, but there's excellent attachment parenting methods and approaches out there that I think are amazing, and those moms who have mastered that are fantastic. This is just how I've done it, that's worked for me over the years, and I've found that I've been able to gain my independence and maximize my sleep and create really great habits with our babies. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any additional questions of anything that I maybe didn't touch on, please let me know, email me, or the best thing would be to put it in the comment section of this video, and I will put together another video answering any of your questions. Bye-bye.